This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Inglewood, Colorado. I am here with the Marcus team. Since the year 2000, they have been part of the nation's largest residential real estate brokerage company. They are your local market experts. I am here with Yaron Marcus. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. This company began many years ago. Really, this is a family business. And when you joined them in 2008, I would have to say that you were brought up in real estate. Share with me a little bit about third generation coming in here and how this passion began for you.
It is true to say that I am in the family business and also that I grew up in a real estate family. My stepmother, Lori Elston Marcus, grew up as the daughter of a realtor, the Elston Associates in Woodbridge, Connecticut. She eventually took over that company and met and married my father, Michael. And my father wanted to be a part of the conversations at home when Lori was venting about real estate, and eventually he decided to get his license. And then they moved out here about 20 years ago now. And then my father got his real estate license in Colorado about 17 years ago, and the Marcus team was born.
It was back in the late 90s there that he decided to join on and move forward. Let's talk a little bit about real estate. Be it your first home that you're moving into with your family, or possibly multiple properties that you're adding to a portfolio, I would imagine every client out there is looking for someone they can trust. Basically somebody that knows the market. Is this a trust that you're willing to earn?
I think it needs to be earned. There's an unfortunate phenomenon that happens in real estate. There's roughly 60,000 licensed real estate agents in the state of Colorado alone. Yes, it's a huge number. So the chances are every one of the viewers at home right now and everyone in this room has a friend in real estate. And oftentimes people choose to work with somebody that they know, and they make that choice simply because of that simple fact that they know this person, rather than is this person the best person for the job. Yeah.
I believe that. I mean, people basically, oh, there's my friend, I'm going to go with him, period, instead of doing the due diligence and finding out really who knows the market well. I mean, real estate has stood the test of time as a great investment. I mean, it's something that continues to give back year after year. Why do you think that is?
Colorado specifically, there's a lot of really wonderful things going on in Colorado as a state, and as well as Denver as a city. People are moving here by the thousands. Some of the numbers indicate roughly 10,000 people moving to Denver every month. It's a huge migration, and they're coming here for lots of reasons. We have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country for a major metropolitan area. Obviously, beautiful living, lots of great outdoor activities and things to do, and it's a good life here. Additionally, companies are coming here, so there's lots of opportunities, especially in technology and gas and oil and things like that.
A great area to be investing in, obviously, and great for those who have already invested. You are a certified investor agent specialist. Tell me what that means for folks out there when they're checking out things.
So lots of realtors and real estate agents understand what property investing is, but they don't understand how one arrives at the conclusion that a property would be a good investment. Yeah, so I have specialized training to help me identify those special properties and then be able to present them to potential investors in a way that they can understand what their returns would look like.
Excellent. So we're talking about you're somebody who can analyze a property, basically crunch the numbers, if you will, decide if that's going to be profitable not only in the future, but even in today in terms of cash flow.
Correct. I would say that it's being able to recognize a lump of coal and seeing the diamond that it can be in the future, and then furthermore understanding how to get from point A to point B so that the investor understands what it would take to get there as well.
Excellent. So if we have veteran investors out there that maybe they're always keeping their eye out for certain things, they can bring those to you, and once you understand what their end goal is, you can help them with that. What about for your clients? Are you actually keeping your eye out for them as well, some investments that may be a good match for them?
Absolutely. I really enjoy working with first-time investors and introducing them to that aspect of the market. It's a completely different animal than regular buying and selling for families, personal residences, things like that. Real estate is a very emotional thing. It's the largest financial transaction of people's lives, and I would argue it's also oftentimes the largest emotional transaction of their lives, perhaps next to having a child or getting married, etc. But when you're talking about real estate investing, you're supposed to remove all the emotion whatsoever. Is this a good investment or not? And the numbers dictate that only. There should be no emotion involved at all. So you almost have to retrain people on different ways to view what it is that we're doing when we're buying homes for the purpose of investment.
I think it's amazing. It's almost an art and a science to be a great agent because you got to be able to crunch numbers, understand property, but yet at the end of the day, this is a people business. It's definitely about communication. And in today's technology, not only communication, but fast communication, instant communication. How important is that for you to be readily available to your clients?
It's a great question, and it touches on something that I realized a few years ago, that I am not in the business of selling homes. I'm actually in the business of people. And once I realized that and fully embraced that concept, my business took off. When I made it about getting up every day with the only mindset and goal of helping people, I can't lose. Sometimes I make sales, sometimes I don't. But at the end of the day, I help people. I win every day. It's a really wonderful, wonderful feeling, and it makes me love what I do for a living.
Absolutely. It's more than numbers at the end of the day. You can feel great every day by helping folks. You're part of a company that is ranked #1 by Real Trends for 18 consecutive years. That's quite a network to be a part of. How do the clients benefit from being part of that network?
You mentioned trust earlier, and in this country we're very brand loyal. That's why there's the multi-billion-dollar marketing industry. And so Coldwell Banker has established a name for itself as being a trustworthy company, a company full of agents that know what they're doing and are well represented. And I think that that is why people trust Coldwell Banker, and then that helps me to earn their trust as well.
Fantastic. I mean, your families have been involved in this industry since back in the 80s, 90s. A lot has changed since then. Obviously, you've seen a lot of trends. Tell me about some of the tools as far as website technology that you're able to utilize to help people market their properties out there and get them sold.
Some really exciting new technologies coming into the real estate industry, one of which is called Matterport. It is a type of 3D imaging where they walk cameras through the entire structure of a home, and then they're able to stitch together the images that they've collected so that in a 3D format, a person, like a first-person shooter game from back in the day, you can walk through the home. If you look left, you're looking left as if you were in the home. Look right, look up, look down, or you can back out and see a dollhouse view and then zoom into different floors or different rooms of the home, and you get a complete image as if you were walking through the home. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just one of many examples of the technology helping the real estate industry.
Absolutely. I was a photographer for over 25 years before I went in television. Back then, it was kind of cool just to give somebody a wide-angle look of a real estate. Now, we kind of expect that 360 technology. We expect to be able to walk through like that. And obviously, there's a lot of power being part of a company like that. I mean, really, when it comes to the family, you're the new face. I mean, 2008, but yet you've got years of experience. I would even say almost you've been mentored probably throughout those years. How does that benefit your client when they're working with you?
I've been very fortunate to be very well mentored by top producing agents, and my parents have worked very hard to invest in my success, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Of course, the way I see it is I've taken the torch, and then I've run on to what's new and what's next. I move a little faster and a little bit more efficiently than those that have come before me. But my father and I love to philosophize about, we offer two completely different views on, or I should say completely different perspectives on the real estate market today. There's no right or wrong, just different. I'll give you one specific example. My father takes very diligent notes. He's very, very good with his notes, and he keeps his notes in paper form everywhere, he needs them. I would have trouble finding a pen if you asked me for one. I do everything digitally. I'm completely paperless. Now, neither of those is the right way or the wrong way, just two different ways. And so, to answer your question, we offer our clients a very broad perspective from two very different experience points on the best way to move forward in this market. And I think that gives our clients an advantage as well, because there's nothing between my father and I, nothing we haven't seen, nothing we haven't done.
Absolutely. I would have to say that number one office here in 2016 for Colorado, obviously that combined experience is at work there. You mentioned earlier you like working with new investors. Someone out there who is curious about investing, they'd like to make a little bit of money with it, yet at the same time would like to have a little fun doing so. How does it start with them? Does that begin with a consultation?
It always begins with a consultation. What I like to do first and foremost is get together with somebody and just have a conversation over coffee or lunch or whatever, and just talk about what it is your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and have a complete understanding of what the best case scenarios are, the worst case scenarios are, and make people completely comfortable that this is a process in which they want to learn more about and perhaps get into.
You mentioned earlier, obviously Denver is a hot market right now. I think one of the mistakes people make out there is they think it's such a hot market that they go it alone without a professional, try to do their own listing, this type of thing. And yet at the same time, because it is a hot market, you can get lost out there. Why is it important for people to turn to a professional when they're looking to get it done?
Whether it's a hot market or a cold market, buying or selling a home is, after all, a business. It is a very intricate process. It's a legal process. There are many, many facets to it that people would never think of because they're not professionals in this industry. And there's plenty of professionals in this industry who have trouble being successful or finding success in this industry, tens of thousands of them. So it's a bit naive for people to think that they would do better than somebody who has the training and perform better than that person to protect their own interests. Some of the things that sellers don't think of when they think to sell their own home is security. How are you going to vet the people that want to come see your home? How are you going to know if they're legitimate buyers that have been qualified, approved for financing, et cetera? How are you going to market your home? How are you going to set showings for your home in a safe, secure, and efficient manner? I could go on for an hour with just that. And then on the other side with the buyers, similar kind of thing. Buyers, some buyers out there believe that, I do my research online, I'm on Zillow, Trulia, whatever. I know the market, I understand what's going on. Fine. Who's going to protect their interests to make sure that they're not paying too much, that the home is sound, that the title work gets done, inspections, appraisals, all these other things, not to mention the 18-page contract to purchase itself, every page of which has an opportunity for them to both be protected or for there to be a lack of protection if the contract isn't written by a diligent agent who is competent and knows what they're doing.
Be it buying or selling, like you say, there are many steps along the way. We're talking about getting the right price on the house, getting the home ready, going out there and making sure that you're qualifying people so you're not wasting anybody's time, all the way down to the actual closing itself, and obviously to the end sale. Through all those steps, I would imagine at the end of the day, you have built a relationship. How important is building those relationships in the success of the office?
As we touched on earlier, this is a business of people. It's all about the relationship. Without the relationship, there really isn't much. When people are going through the process of the single largest financial transaction in their lives, and possibly one of the most emotional transactions in their lives, having somebody to guide them who they trust is of paramount importance to the success of the endeavor as a whole. Sure, you can get a transaction closed without trust and without that relationship, but in order for it to feel good and feel right, which it should when a family is buying a home, that relationship is so important.
Fantastic. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, check out this very powerful website. We're talking about many resources, many tools to help you either buy or sell, be it your first home, multiple homes, or as an investment property. Basically, this is a team that has been around since the year 2000, but they have experience going way back before that. Conveniently located right here in Englewood, Colorado. Basically, what you say is, it is the largest investment that most of us make. I mean, be it for our home, residential, or as a business property. At the end of the day, is it rewarding for you knowing that you are basically helping people to get the most for what their investment is?
I love what I do. I really do. And the reason I love what I do is because I get to help people. And when I sit across the closing table from somebody, and there's often tears. There's always smiles, hugs, certainly emphatic handshakes, and I'm a part of making that happen. It's a really, really wonderful thing to do.
That is very cool. So basically, during negotiations, listing, we keep the emotions off the table. But when it's all said and done, you're basically dealing with a new friend, and that's got to be very rewarding for everybody involved. Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their contact information. Once again, that is the Marcus team since the year 2000, right here in Inglewood, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.